How's it going, guys? Today we are going to take a look at the incredibly interesting world of DeFi, known as decentralized finance. I fully believe that this crypto asset sector has the ability to completely change and revamp the banking, the investment, and the traditional finance system as we know it today. If you want to jump on board the DeFi hype train before it hits the masses, then this is definitely the video for you. My name's Sugar, and you are watching Token Tutorials. Let's jump into what DeFi actually is, and then look at some of the major coins and tokens in the DeFi market sector.
Alright, so just like all of our other reviews, I found an article that I liked, went through and highlighted some of the key points, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at it. This one is from 99bitcoins.com. and it is titled, What is DeFi? A Beginner's Guide. So DeFi is essentially any decentralized financial services, such as decentralized exchanges, decentralized money markets, decentralized insurance companies, or any other decentralized service. They aim to replace centralized financial services with autonomous and decentralized organizations, also known as DAOs. In order to understand DeFi, we first have to understand where it came from. DeFi comes from Bitcoin, which is a form of decentralized money. The problem with Bitcoin is that transferring money is only the first of many building blocks in a true financial system. A true built-out financial system will have means for providing banking, loans, savings plans, insurances, stock markets, and derivative markets. The article then notes that the centralized system, known as CeFi for short, has current risk, mainly mismanagement from fraud and corruption. Not only that, it's also inherently slow. Ever heard the term, you're going to have to wait 3 to 5 business days for your transaction to be approved? That's a downside of the current CeFi financial system. So that's where DeFi comes in. Like we said earlier, DeFi is any financial service that has no central authority or anyone in charge. They can be programmed to perform automated activities. It then goes on to talk about some of the financial services that DeFi offers us, like automated activities, building exchanges, lending services, insurance companies, and plenty more. Taking a look at the infrastructure behind DeFi, in order to create a financial system, the first thing you need to do is have the infrastructure for the programming and running of the services. Ethereum is one example of an ecosystem that allows programmers the ability to run these decentralized services. It's one of the most popular because it was one of the first, but we're seeing new ones pop up every now and again. Mainly the Binance Smart Chain Network, the Polygon Network, and the Solana ecosystem. But once we have a system in place for creating decentralized apps known as Dapps, we can start actually building out the financial system. The second component of DeFi is stable money. Bitcoin itself is indeed decentralized, but it is very basic. Ether, on the other hand, is compatible and programmable, but the problem is it's very volatile. This is where stablecoins come in, and these are cryptocurrencies that are pegged to real-world assets. An example of this would be USDC, which is pegged to the US dollar, or as this article points out, DAI. There's quite a few different stablecoins out there that have gained popularity, and this is a result of the growing interest in the DeFi movement. Stablecoins make DeFi possible because you're not going to want to spend assets that are incredibly volatile in price to buy goods or services. The problem with using highly volatile assets as a form of payment in DeFi is you run into the example of the guy that bought a couple pizzas with Bitcoin a few years back, which would have been now worth over a couple $1 million. Businesses aren't going to want to opt to take this risk where spending or receiving their assets increases or decreases in that much volatility. That's where stablecoins come in, and they unlock the true potential of DeFi. Now, the third component of DeFi is these financial services themselves. Once we have the stablecoins in place that form the decentralized financial system, we can now start to add services on top of this. The first one that the article mentions are decentralized exchanges, or DEXs for short. DEXs are essentially exchanges that operate according to a set of rules known as smart contracts that allow traders to buy, sell, or trade cryptocurrencies. An example of this would be using your DAI or USDC to swap into Ethereum using Uniswap. Now, the second service that DeFi enables are decentralized money markets, and these are services that connect borrowers with lenders. An example is Compound, and it is a platform that allows you to lend out your crypto to other people that are looking to borrow crypto, and you can earn interest on top of that. On the flip hand, if you're looking to actually borrow some crypto and get into a trade, you can go to Compound and do so just by paying a little bit of interest on top of it. The final service that the article goes in to talk about is decentralized insurances, and these are platforms that connect people who are willing to pay for insurance with people that are willing to insure them. Think of it as you are acting as the insurance company, and the whole platform is decentralized. Now, this article only lists 3 services, but because DeFi is so new, we don't really know its full potential. It's yet to be discovered, and we keep finding more and more use cases every single day as more companies jump on board. Now, you can think of DeFi as money Legos. These services work together with one another, making it possible to mix and match different services to create new opportunities. An example of this would be using a decentralized exchange aggregator to find which DEX has the best exchange rate for swapping your Ether and your DAI. You can then select the DEX that you find that has the best rates, conduct a swap, and make that swap happen. Furthermore, you can choose to lend the DAI that you get from your Ether swap to borrowers and earn passive income in the form of interest. Finally, if you want, you can add insurance to the process to make sure you're covered in case anything goes wrong. And this is just one of the many opportunities that DeFi offers. Now, DeFi does come with some pros and cons, as does any investment. Some of the pros include transparency, interoperability, decentralization, free-for-all services, and flexible user experiences. On the flip hand, DeFi is still in its infancy. Smart contracts have had issues in the past where people didn't define the rules correctly, and hackers were able to exploit those and steal some assets. On top of that, malicious parties can just create bad or malicious smart contracts from the beginning with the intent to scam people. That's why it's important to always do your due diligence before jumping into a trade. Because all of this is decentralized, there's no regulations on the part of government to help protect you. Now, I know we talk a lot about government regulations being a con, but they can in some cases be a protection against manipulation like this. Highlighted here in red because it's so important, if you do decide to test out any DeFi services, make sure to do it with the amount of money that you can fully afford to lose if something goes wrong. Keep in mind, errors like sending to the wrong contract address or the wrong wallet address can result in the full loss of your funds. So you don't even have to have the trade go bad for you to lose everything. You can simply just have a typo and everything disappears. That's part of the risk involved with DeFi, but it's one of the reasons why we see so much reward. And speaking of that reward, we can head over to CoinGecko to check out some of the best DeFi coins by market cap and see how the DeFi market has been doing in comparison with the crypto market as a whole. So as you can see here, this is the top 100 DeFi coins by market cap. So there are tons of DeFi options out there. DeFi has a current market cap of just over $80 billion, and it has a trading volume of just over $6.6 billion. Scrolling down here, we can see some of the top coins by market cap, Uniswap being the first one, and this is a decentralized exchange built on the Ethereum network. We will be doing a deep dive into most of these top coins here soon. You can see PancakeSwap sitting here at number 8 with the Cake token. And we did a deep dive on this particular coin a few days ago, so make sure to check that out if you're interested. As you can see, it's fared nicely over the past week, and I believe it definitely has room to keep running. Switching over from DeFi coins up here at the top to decentralized exchanges, we can see the ranking of the different DEXs. Uniswap v3 being the number 1 most used DEX with just under $750 million being traded in the last day. They offer 412 different coins with nearly 1,000 pairs to trade against. That DEX that we just did the deep dive on is trading just under $500 million today alone, has almost 1,500 coins, and offers a whopping nearly 15,500 trading pairs. It's no wonder PancakeSwap is exploding in growth lately. Now going back just to look at a comparison of the categories by market cap, this is going to compare the different sectors that we have, and as you can see, there's 51 of them, so there's tons of different sectors when it comes to crypto assets that you can choose to invest your money in. Now, stablecoins, I'm going to kind of negate this here because these aren't really going to be gaining much value. They're meant to only trade at $1, and the market capitalization and volume is so high, kind of because it's skewed, essentially because most traders end up using stablecoins to cash out their profits with or to enter trades with. So you just have a lot of capital tied up in stablecoins from traders alone. Now DeFi is sitting here at number 3, and we can see in the last week alone we've gained almost 18% in value. Definitely a sharp comeback here, and we are seeing increasing market capitalization as the days continue to go on. Now I do want to mention that this particular market cap breakdown is a little skewed because some of these do kind of fall into the DeFi section. You can see we have Binance Smart Chain ecosystem, and Binance being an ETH competitor definitely falls under DeFi. However, there's just so many coins and tokens built out under the Binance Smart Chain ecosystem, it makes sense to put it in its own category. The same thing is true with governance. Governance being a form of voting token, it kind of gives you a say in these decentralized companies or DAOs. So that would also kind of classify as a DeFi token. Going down here, same thing with Polygon, and we have decentralized exchange tokens, automated money makers, even especially yield farming, which is a way of using your crypto to make passive income. So there's definitely a lot of categories here, finance and banking, that fall under decentralized exchanges. So these, I would take these price changes here kind of with a grain of salt because you could average them out a little bit differently. However, CoinGecko does break it down pretty in depth here just to give you a real in-depth overview of the entire market. Now DeFi definitely has tons of room to grow. You can almost think of where we are now in DeFi as like being in 2002 of the e-commerce phase. We've seen what e-commerce did during the internet boom, and DeFi is going to do the exact same thing to traditional banking systems. It does have a steep road ahead gaining adoption, but I do believe that the writing is on the walls and it's only a matter of time. Hedging your bets on the right DeFi platform that's going to take off right now can net you massive profits in the next 5 to 10 years. We can just see what Bitcoin's done in the last 2 to 3 years now that it's gained mainstream adoption. Just wait until Ethereum and a lot of these smaller market cap coins start gaining actual adopters and start seeing massive growth. That's why I am the most excited on DeFi when it comes to the actual potential that crypto assets have in changing the world as we know it. I believe this is going to be very similar to the .com boom, and I believe this is my generation's chance to capitalize on the largest potential wealth transfer in history. We've never really seen overhauls of this magnitude, so who's to say what's going to happen? With that being said, always invest responsibly. Always know your risk and only invest what you're fully willing to lose. With that being said, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, please put it down in the comments and I'll get to it as quickly as possible. If you want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe. I plan on doing a crypto basics video every single day to try and help bring as much value to you guys as I can. Now, if you want to stay up to date on all my latest trade setups and alerts, make sure to join my investing and trading Discord server. It is free and the invite link is down in the description. With that being said, invest responsibly and have a great day, guys.